Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Where are we? We're in downtown Brooklyn. I think I'm on Atlantic Avenue. I shouldn't say I think. I know I'm on Atlantic Avenue. Today we're going to be... I don't know where we're going to be walking. We're just going to... We'll head down to DUMBO, which means we're going to probably find our way on the Brooklyn Promenade in Brooklyn Heights. And then from there we'll go over to DUMBO. So today is the first day of spring as I am recording this. Spring officially arrived, I believe, 15 minutes ago. Doesn't feel like it right now, but it is supposed to get up to 55 degrees today, so it will feel like spring later on. Right now it is about 45 degrees. This right here is 3rd Avenue. I guess we'll walk up to either we'll go to Court Street or we'll hook right on Clinton Street. Either one will take us over to Remsen. We'll walk up Remsen, which will take us up to the promenade. By the way, I am testing out a new camera, so you might see some weird stuff happen with the camera on this one, so I apologize if that's the case. I'll explain what kind of camera it is and why I bought it. And the other camera, the camera I've been using for the last 3 years, I will continue to use it. So it's not like it's done. It's just, well, the reason I finally bought this camera was, number one, I needed an upgrade. It's yet to be seen what kind of upgrade I've got, right? So, the major thing was the battery. The battery cell on the DJI Pocket 2, I've been using it for 3 years, and I've been heavily using it. Sometimes 2-3 times a day. It's at the point where it only gives me about 40 to 50 minutes of walking time on average. In the winter time, when it's really cold, it only lasts about 30 minutes. We'll see how long it lasts this summer. I gotta wait for the warm weather. But I am now using the Pocket 3, which came out a while ago, and there was the reasons that I refused to buy it have come to fruition because I'll explain to you the major differences. There are differences between the camera. So anybody that's never used the Pocket 2 and just went straight to the Pocket 3, and that's a lot of people, by the way. I'm going to explain to you the major differences and why I like what I like about the Pocket 2 more than the Pocket 3. So. Now, that's not to say this is not a bad camera. It's a really good camera. It's just there's little quirks that I gotta get used to. Anyway, we just passed Nevin Street. So, my birthday, I want to thank everybody for came in and wished me a happy birthday. It was very, very nice of everyone to come in and wish me happy birthday. Some people sent me an emails. Most people sent me comments. I also got some donations, so I want to thank all those people. I kind of specifically sought those people out and thanked them directly, either in the comment section or through email. So I want to thank them again. And also thank the channel members that regularly pay the membership fee to be on the channel. For those people, in case anybody doesn't know, if you're not a member, if you become a member, you get to see like this video that you're watching now. It actually gets released immediately from the time I upload it. It's a members first video for the night before, and then it goes public for everybody else. And then sometimes I do some like extra footage that you don't see. Like sometimes when you see my walks and you see I cut something out, that's who gets to see that stuff. So every once in a while. This right here is Bond Street. Let's see how the panning. This is one of the issues I have to really adjust, because I had it adjusted on my other camera. So it looks like it pans pretty quick. Alright, it looks like it's working now. It wasn't working yesterday for some reason. Major difference with this camera and the DJI Pocket 2 is it is bigger. I don't know if I'm going to be the normal ninja with the camera anymore. People will notice this. Just to give you an idea, my Pocket 2 camera with the battery wireless attachment, which makes the handle bigger, right? This camera without the battery attachment handle is actually bigger than that. So, and then of course you attach, I have the battery attachment on this, the extra battery attachment that's also doubles as the wireless for the mic, which I'm not using the wireless mic, I'm just using this for the extra battery, which is like an extra 65% battery power. The other thing now, it has this flip screen where you flip it horizontal, so it's like a little screen. One big plus I like is the screen is much bigger than the one on the Pocket 2, so I could see a lot better on this one. I could see what's going on. Horseman Warehouse, mid-century modern and antique furniture. Look at this stuff. I don't even know what that is. What is that, like a furnace or a stove? A hot stove? It's funny, I matched the color of the front of the store. I have my yellow jacket on. And the storefront is yellow. You see all this traffic to my left here. So Atlantic Avenue is a major roadway. Connects to the Gowanus, going into Manhattan. As a matter of fact, if you walk all the way to the end of here, once you get to the end of Atlantic, it's just getting onto the highway. What I was going to do is I was going to connect the other camera onto my backpack, and we were going to have two views on this one, but stupid me, I forgot my attachment that I created. I'm so used to knowing what I need to bring with me. That's one thing that I never bring with me, so I gotta get used to putting that in the bag. I might just leave it in the bag, you know? Alright, so you saw that, guys? That's the one thing I need to... There's definitely a setting in there I gotta change, where it's recentering for me, and I don't want it to recenter for me. So I gotta figure out what that is. Maybe I should have bought this camera like 2 years ago when it came out. I'm like a little late to the party with this one. I'll tell you another difference with this camera and the Pocket 2 that I don't like is they took away buttons. I said buildings because I'm under a building here. They took away some buttons that used to give me like access to changing modes on the fly, and now everything I have to do is through the screen. So that's one thing I didn't like. There was a shooting down here not too long ago, like about a couple of weeks ago, 1 or 2 weeks, over in the area of the mall where everybody sits out on the street. So I guess that makes this a dangerous neighborhood at the moment. what makes it even more dangerous is that the person that got shot was just a person sitting around. It was a woman. And she got hit with a stray bullet. So, somebody had told me that this area is becoming like the old days in the 1970s. So I don't know. I haven't really seen it yet, but I keep hearing more and more incidents ticking up over here. There goes a Trader Joe's. So this is Court Street. You know what? We're gonna hook right here. We're gonna walk down to Remsen. Court Street. We're gonna run us right into all the court buildings. This is where we all go for court here. This is Kings County. Brooklyn is considered Kings County, so whenever you get your jury duty notices, it'll come in the mail with a big official Kings County seal of approval telling you need to report to jury duty. I've been on 2 trials as a juror, and I recently got a jury duty notice. I didn't tell anybody about it, but it was back in November. I filled it out, and then they came back again and said, on so-and-so date, you need to call a number, and you'll either have to come in or not. And I called, and I didn't have to go in. So I'm good for at least a year, I believe. The way it works is you serve jury duty, and it's 6 years. They give you a 6-year immunity, I guess, from getting jury duty notice. Now, that doesn't count for federal. Like, they could still send you a federal jury duty notice. But for me, it was a civil because it was a murder trial. It was in 2019. So what they do is they take you out of the pool for about 6 years, and then literally to the day, 6 years to the day, I got a jury duty notice. It was hilarious. So then what they do is, if you haven't served on a jury and you get called and you don't serve, that interval, I believe, is only 1 year. So I could get a notice next October. So where's my guy that always comments? I got a guy that always comments in my channel. Says I'm like a ninja with the camera. No one ever notices. I do notice that I have a little bit more eyes on me with this camera because it's a little bit bigger. The other thing I'm watching is the battery power. That's going to be the big one. I want to see how good the battery is on this. There goes some court buildings right there. They got a Jimmy John's over here. Here's Remsen. We're going to turn here. There's some really nice homes on these blocks. Not yet. I mean, as you can see, we're still in the downtown section. We are going to be, I guess you could now call this Brooklyn Heights. One thing I do like about this camera that I didn't get on my other camera, it's so a little bit of history here. DJI, right? The people that make these cameras that are on the Pocket 2 and the Pocket 3, a lot of people don't know this, but the camera that is on these devices are the same cameras that are on the drones. Now, I've been flying DJI drones for years. And they're very good cameras, extremely good cameras. So when they made the Pocket 2, one of the reasons they made the Pocket 2 is a lot of people don't fly drones, but many people wanted that camera capability. That's how the Pocket 2 was born. This camera here is very much like my drone, in the sense that it has all the features that the drone camera has. For instance, I have the grid overlay on my screen, which is nice. I'm used to that part because I use the grid overlay on my drone all the time. Helps me gauge altitude, how high I am above something, how to center something when I'm flying through something. So now I got the grid on the screen here, and I could kind of tell if I'm a little too high or a little too low. Got a church here on my right side. Dynamic range is pretty good on the camera. For those of you who don't know what a dynamic range is, that's the range between the highs and the lows as far as contrast, your brights and your shadows. I do notice that this camera has some really nice shadow compensation. Got some photographers over here. Very historic architecture in this area. You're gonna find a lot of original brick and brownstone and this home up here is always one of my favorites. It just sticks out from the other buildings on this block. You can see it up there. It's got the big windows with the green fronts. You can tell my pan-in is a little jerky. I gotta go back in and adjust the gimbal speed. The gimbal speeds are, and look, see again, and it doesn't center. So it's funny, it's centering when I don't want it to center, and then when I want it to center, it doesn't center. So it doesn't make sense. What was I gonna say? The gimbal speeds are different on this camera than the first camera. Alright, so you guys are going to see the New York City skyline on this part of the walk. This is the promenade. I'll give you guys a look and then we'll start walking again. It's a very nice view. One of the best views you're going to get of the New York City skyline from Brooklyn is right here. So let me get over by the fence and I will give you guys a look. We're going to go down there. There's a Brooklyn Bridge. That's where we're going. We're going to go over to Brooklyn Bridge Park. By the way, the highway is right below us. Point the camera down there. You'll see cars. There are cars underneath us. See Governor's Island out there. You can see the Statue of Liberty. You can see the ferry terminal out there. And there goes your city skyline. And then on my right side, you got a lot of people that live in these apartment buildings. You'll see as we get further down, there's some apartment buildings that they have an entrance that comes right onto the promenade. There's a park right next to us. You see the park over there? These are the apartments I was telling you about. Right here on my right side. Great view of the city. Very popular in the summertime, especially at night. A lot of people come here to take pictures. Look at the balcony on that thing, huh? It's beautiful. Somebody got a Christmas tree up there still, out on the patio. I'll keep giving you guys some looks at the skyline. The skyline continuously changes as you walk down. Now you can see One World Trade right there. I look like a tourist down here. I'm walking by most of these people. If there's any locals, they probably think I'm from like Europe or something. Looks like a little tour group going on over here. Let's exit over here. Let's just get onto these streets for a little bit. I know some of these streets have like fruit names. This right here is Columbia Heights, and this street that you would walk down, this is Pineapple Street. The streets down here, they have like, they're named after fruits. It's a fruity neighborhood. I think this next block is Orange Street. Let's see when the sign gets over here, we'll see. Yep, it is Orange Street. This is where we would have exited if I stayed on the promenade. This is the exit for the promenade over here. We would have came out this way. I wanted to walk on the street a little bit. 37 minutes into the walk. If you're wondering, the battery is down to 80%. It's not bad. That's how my last camera was before the battery cell started dying after so many years of use. We're going to take a little bridge through a park here to get over to the other side there. I'll show you. Right here on my left. I guess we're heading to Dumbo. There's Dumbo in front of it. Dumbo is in front of us pretty much, so. We're going to take a different route, though. We're going to go through this park here. You see this park below us? We're going to go down there, and then there's a bridge over there. I don't know if you can see the bridge from here, but you'll see it when we walk over it. This is Squibb Park. Squibb Park, S-Q-U-I-B-B, I believe. So another thing I like about this camera is the one big thing I think that, I think the really big improvement they did with this camera versus my other camera was it could shoot in portrait mode with just the flip of a screen. So now if I, when I shoot my shorts, my subway shorts, you guys always see my little 30-second or sometimes 1-minute subway shorts of the trains coming into the stations. I could use this camera for that. Instead of using my iPhone or the GoPro. See the cars going through the tunnel over here, like a little overpass above. It's where we were walking over there. So this is like a little boardwalk bridge they have that will take you over to the Brooklyn Bridge Park area. I always like looking to the right in a moment. I'll show you. This is a great shot right here. Very underrated shot. A lot of people don't really pick it up, but there it is right there. Look at that. The bridge right down the middle. We're going to go down to, I believe it's Washington Street. That's that famous street where everybody photographs the Manhattan Bridge. You'll see there's going to be a lot of people over there. Actually gonna go, we're not gonna go straight here. We're gonna go to my left and just get right down to the water. I could go this way, but I think it'll be better to go down along the water. Get a better view. We'll go this way. I was going to take that path, but we'll take this one. This one will keep us lower. There's a higher path that takes you up a little bit, but I'll take you on this one. This area is really, in the last 20 years, has really been, I guess you could say, rejuvenated. This is where a lot of people come to take a lot of pictures. So we could have taken that road. This is the road that I didn't take. It pretty much runs into where we're going now and intersects, so could have did that. You will see a lot of low-flying helicopters over here. This is where the heliport is. All the sightseeing heliports are right across from us. You could kind of see the Staten Island Ferry is pulling into Whitehall Station over there. You can see it through the trees out there. This is the East River. We don't have a West River. We have a Hudson River. Remember, somebody asked me about years ago, it's tourists. Look at all these dogs. Somebody asked me, do you guys have a West River? I'm like, no, we have a Hudson River. That would be our West River. I'll give you guys a look. We're going to walk down past the bridge, and we're going to walk into Dumbo. And that's where we'll end it. We'll end it right where everybody is over taking that big shot. Taking that picture of the Manhattan Bridge. 45 minutes so far on the walk, so we should get there in about 15 minutes. I think this will be around a 1 hour walk or a little over. It really smells like the ocean down here. It smells like fish. I just hit the recenter button. I'm gonna have to really go through the camera and see what else needs to be set. So this camera that I'm using, I'm not using the factory settings. I went in and did some testing yesterday, but there's so many more controls now, and they kind of, everything used to be included in one mode, right? So if you picked a mode, it had all the settings in the mode. Now they kind of split everything up. I guess they wanted to give people granular control, which I could understand. So the one issue I gotta really rectify here is my gimbal. I don't want to say I'm having trouble moving the gimbal around, but it's just it's really acting quirky. It's not recentering when it's supposed to, and it's recentering when it's not supposed to. It's like weird. It's backwards. And I thought I had turned off the cinematic gimbal mode, which is might be doing that. So you have there's a mode on these cameras that so you could shoot very nice cinematic panning, so it doesn't look jerky. And that's what might be turned on right now. Because what I notice is when I'm turning the camera, it's not completely centering. I have to then push the joystick over to get it back to where it was. Here is the Brooklyn Bridge. Because the Verizon building is still there. It used to be the old Atlantic Bell building. Used to have the big bell on it. This over here is Brooklyn Bridge Park. Yeah, something smells like heavy peppermint. There goes that guy with all the dogs again. Look at all the dogs. He probably makes a lot of money. I guarantee you he's making a lot of money just walking those dogs. It's like the ferry just came in and is dropping off a bunch of people. Great place to get some ice cream and milkshakes. All right, we're gonna walk through the Dumbo area for a little bit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it a few blocks down. Look at some old armory style buildings. Cobblestone Road. Right underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. And soon we'll be down under the Manhattan Bridge overpass, which is what the acronym DUMBO stands for, DUMBO. They got a nice space in here. This right here is Main Street. So I'm watching something on my camera that's quite interesting. The battery level went down to 75% and stayed there for a good number of minutes, and now it actually went up to 76%. So I don't know what's going on. I got a self-healing battery over here. So this is the famous street. What I'm going to do is just give you guys the look, and then I'm going to walk down the street to show you guys. This is it. So this is the picture that everyone's here to take. Look at all these people. See that? Everybody's here to take that picture. Look at it, all the way down the block. And we're going to walk this way through all these people. This is where we're going to end it. You can see all the people wanting to get that picture. I'm going to turn the camera around one last time so you guys can get one more look, and I'm going to end it over here. I want to thank everybody for tagging along. I'm going to have to go into post-production with this video and see if I notice any issues or anything like that, because a new camera. You can see all these people taking that picture. Let me get on the sidewalk so I don't make anybody angry. They don't want me in their picture, so. I'm gonna give you guys one last look behind me. And then we're gonna end it right over here on Front Street. Here you go, guys. There is the shot. And this is how we'll end it. And I will catch you all on the next one. I hope everyone has a great day. Take care and bye-bye.